Welcome back to Dunetos Fitness. Talking about a handstand push-up today. A couple factors are going to be involved. First thing we want to talk about is the distance between your hands, so the width of your hand placement on the floor. It's kind of the norm for people that if it's kind of common sense actually, the narrower you are, the farther you're going to have to go up, and therefore the harder it's going to be, the more attention is going to be on your arms and muscles and all that kind of stuff. So as you're doing the handstand push-up, this will typically make it easier for you is widen up your stance in your hands, so to say, and just kind of keep that wide so that you have a smaller distance for your head to come up, down and up. All right, so you'll notice that unless there's a specific standard for the width of your hands, people will typically widen their hands out and therefore kind of make it a little easier for themselves and be able to knock out more reps at a time instead of having to come on your singles or anything like that. All right, so wide hands. Another thing. You notice that when you press a bar, how do we press a bar? We keep our elbows in. Okay, so when we're pressing something, a barbell, we're not keeping our elbows out like this and pressing. It's inefficient, and our bodies or our arms aren't used to that, especially if we've been doing CrossFit for a while or anything like that. We're not going to be used to keeping our elbows out, and it's an inefficient position. So we have a barbell in a rack position, we have our elbows in that efficient rack position. We want to kind of simulate that during the handstand push-up. Now, it's not going to be perfect because you're not going to have your hands narrow like you would on a push press or anything, so you're going to have your hands wider out, but at the same time, you'll notice some people doing handstand push-ups, their elbows will come out, basically to the side of them. And you don't want to do that because that's not simulating what you're used to. It's that push press where your elbows are in, not out to the side. Okay, so it's going to look like. And also, before you get to the wall, just kind of work on just getting yourself up. So work on to staying right here in this position. Find out what position is easiest for you. I typically bring my fingers out 10 inches away from the wall, and that is kind of what's easiest for me to get a stable position onto that wall. Work at that, hold yourself there maybe for a couple minutes, kind of get yourself used to your position on the wall. That way, if you want to work out with your handstand push-ups, you're not having to jump on and not liking the position, jumping off, and then jumping off again over and over again, and finding the position, but you need to get used to just knocking that position out so you can knock the reps in. Okay? So just watch how I do it. Notice my form. Notice how my elbows are generally inside. My elbows aren't outside. And I have a good wide stance. Typically, I like to keep my hands, my fingers pointing out a little bit. That helps my elbows be able to come in a little bit. And it'll also make it a little easier for me. Go ahead and watch. Alright, so that's your handstand push-up. Go ahead and review those mechanics and practice that, and hopefully you'll be able to knock out a significant amount of reps in the workout. Alright, so this has been Adam with Dunetos Fitness.